clear view.
Soon, I have need for you still, yes?
A duty I share with two others here.
I thought
Sigrun and Halstein were two of the most vivid. If such prestige is a requirement for these rituals, then I need to approach Calder without him taking notice. Perhaps the best way is with deception.
Join me, chosen ones. Together, we will enact.
hear them well.
No sheep! Out!
Best not to draw attention here. Calder may be nearby. This roof should give me a clear view.
No.
Lord Calder, with your permission, we will now return to Asa.
Soon, I have need for you still.
Asa's warriors. Where do they fit into all this?
You are one of our captains, yes?
A duty I share with two others here.
I thought I saw something in you. Stout, resolute. Step over here.
Sigrun and Halstein were two of the most revered sons of Ivaldi. If such prestige is a requirement for these rituals, then Calder, I wonder if there's a way I can observe the ritual up close. I need to approach Calder without him taking notice. Perhaps the best way is with deception.
Come, join me, chosen ones. Together.
No! Mind the Salagar!
Let me kill him!
Kill them!
I'll take point!
Get the heat, coward!
Come, feed the flame!
Go up! Damn you!
Asa chased after Kelder like a rabid hound. Though he is no helpless rabbit. What signs might I find of this pursuit? Aid me. Be my eyes. These fools dared stand in her path. How hard was he knocked into this rock? Most likely dead upon impact. place is heavily guarded. No other bodies in this warpath. He was the last to die. Several wounds. This one put up a fight. Briefly, I suspect. Asa caught up to Calder. His warriors moved in while he pushed on. But Asa tore through them like a whirlwind. The trail of the dead reveals her direction. Calder's too. And most importantly, the Salakars. They are headed west. To find Calder before Asa does. In her bloodlust, the Salakar is not safe. Looks like these two brought all the fires of Muspelheim with them. And Freya wonders why I've always refused to take her on a tour of that scorched dunghill. 2 sets of footprints. One is stretched, like someone fled. The other closer together. Uneven and lined with blood. They were hobbling, perhaps. Asa and Calder fought here. Blood was spilled. Asa and Calder fought here. He gained the advantage. Foolish girl. Asa, your rage makes you vulnerable. She's hurt, but not enough to stop her. Looks like she followed Calder up that hill. I should not be seen in this area. Only these curious Jotun buffoons who stand in my way. They should run, but they won't.
This looks to be the source of all that noise, Mokum.
These are similar. We used to restrain someone.
Something must have caused the Muspel.
There was a cart here, and drag marks leading to it. stack up. For these spells, Ragnarock came early. Asa's spear. Abandoned. Did Calder and his minions finally best her? Asa chased Calder into this camp, leaking her lifeblood, blinded by rage and utterly reckless. Looks to have cost her too. She came crashing in, mauling whatever half-wit stood between her and Calder. But those half-wits fought back in numbers. Injured and disarmed, she was overpowered and restrained. Calder then had her tossed onto a cart like a sack of turnips. Looks like they fled up that path. What is it Calder plans to do with the little princess now that she is his prisoner? Surely not. These tracks lead west. I must find Calder and the Zalakar. For Balder's sake. What see you, old friend? Perhaps Balder would not approve of my methods, of the cruelty I must perform on his behalf. He and Asa, they're young, pure of heart, but lacking in logic. One day they will grow up and see life as I see it. In the meantime, they must rely on me to ensure they live long enough to achieve that wisdom. And so, I do not have the luxury of being faultless. They made a turn here toward the river. Asa!
Is that you again, Mad One? Come to tempt fate, I see.
I do not die this day. Can you say the same?
Yes. You've proven once already how you like to strut around, unencumbered by fear. Perhaps the Zalakar did not give you an adequate taste of it.
Enough of this blithering. Hand over what is now mine, or shall I just take it?
To know fear, we must be subjected to it. When I am through with you, I will take Asa's willful Hooger. Soon after, the Zalakar will be complete. Then, believe me, you will know fear and pain. Just like your son. Such desperate being man. Such desperate being man. I wish all yes. See now. Much of that pretentious Asgardian air.
Why is Surtr collecting hookahs? What does he mean to do with the Salakar? Tell me!
Why do you aim to finish my work?
Ask yourself how much you care to suffer in these final moments.
Do your worst.
You are wasting your breath. He will not tell you. And he won't have to. His secrets are known to me now. You want them? Move aside. Move aside, or I will destroy it.
Traitor!
Traitor? It is you who are slaughtering your own kind.
What I do for Suter!
Such devotion requires a strong Hugr. All these Muspel sacrifices, you needed only look inward. Was he right? About you wanting to complete the Salakar?
Sutra will not trade my son for something he cannot use.
So you will see it through? To what end? How many lives would you take?
For Balder, I would drain all 9 realms. Even Asgard.
The words of a dreadful king. And a selfless father. It is the one thing that separates you from my own. You wish to reunite with your son. I wish to see my father's plans lie in ruin. No matter the price. Can you see both through?
I can. But I will need your help. The Salakar still requires the Hugr of a suitable Jotun. Calder never found one. I must get hunting.
Do as you will. In the meantime, I'll join my stepmother, wherever she may be. I will try to learn how the Salakar fits into my father's plans. Under the guise of a contrite stepdaughter, of course. Keep it. I will need a way to find you when it is time to confront my father.
You and this bauble share a bond. I set out to use you to my advantage. It ends with me in your debt.
If it were not for you, I would have never known what my father was capable of. He used our people. Turned them on each other. For his gain. I cannot forgive him. And to that end, I am your ally.
In Asgard, an ally is a friend.
Let us not get carried away.
which of these dwarves can help me find a suitable Jotun? Perhaps if I listen to that chatter, some fount of wisdom will reveal itself.
Why are you here? Please,
This
don't
marks the
give us
end.
any trouble.
Well, we at least go out with our bellies as full as our spirits.
Come to humiliate us some more?
Help me, and I'll compose you a saga so exalted it will endure Ragnarok itself. But first, I need a name and a place.
For what?
For whom? The mightiest Jotun in all of Svartalfheim.
We know the one. Right hand of Suttungr. Malvigr.
Here because of us.
She is worthwhile.
Gave your son Vidar quite the beating once, didn't she?
One day, Vidar will make me proud. Why would Malvigr care about you two?
Premier and Lom aren't our real names. Allow me to introduce Vahalla and Gala. The ones who killed Suttungr's father.
I heard something about him trying to outdrink a couple of dwarves. And after, befuddled, tripping and breaking his neck.
Suttungr wasn't happy. Held us responsible. But luckily we'd acquired some mead. Some special mead. And well, Suttungr is partial to a bit of mead. We bartered it in exchange for our lives. Except afterwards, some thieving twat went and stole it.
Loki, most likely. It's always Loki.
Whoever it was, Suttungr didn't catch them. So he decided to take it out on us instead. Sent Malvigr to hunt us down. Been incognito ever since. Can't trust this lot not to sell us out.
Still, she hasn't found us yet.
She will. Malvigr's dangerous prey, even for you. But we can help balance the scales. Our old house, north of here, sunk in a lake. Inside, upstairs on a table, you'll find a cup of great potency.
Cup?
You know, the cup.
Oh yes, the cup.
Has the power to do wonderful stuff. For instance,
So, I bring you the cup, and then...
we show you how to use it against Malvigr.
It's a deal.
Dad's going to have to carry us into the next round.
What? But we're giant killers.
Down.
Dance with us like there's no tomorrow.
Not
Dear, you why not?
We've got a price on
Any trouble?
remember?
Well, I'm getting tired of all this pretending.
Be so brave. Best let our saga die if it means.
Greetings!
You...
Hey, I'm sober as... But you're like...
All in.
I like...
This should be...
Don't cut...
No. Best let our saga die if it means we get to live a little bit longer.
We must be...
Got some on your boots?
it me. You there! A hovel full of waiting boarders. Burden alone may be too much for a place like this. Come!
I'm getting tired of all this mead and ale. I think I'll try
Back
some
another
more.
day. I take it.
This is the place. The ragnarock, or whatever they're called. I should find a way inside. Looks like I'll be getting my toes wet. This wondrous cup of theirs should be on the table over there. Nothing. Perhaps someone has already been here and stolen it. Assuming there was a cup in the first place.
Again. It's best to leave one of your enemies alive, so they can tell of your greatness.
Everyone knows of my greatness.
Perhaps there are one or two who have not yet heard?
Just tell me where Malvigar is.
What's in it for me?
I do not know, but I will tell you this. The longer you make me wait, the worse it will be.
Malvigar is at the den to the west. And now? Will you spare me?
Look me in the eye and meet your fate as a warrior should.
Please. Just make it quick.
Find Malvigar at the dam west of here. She is a worthy foe. Loki told me how she and Angerboda once... We'll find Malvigar at the dam west of here. She is a worthy foe. Loki told me how she and Angerboda once came to blows. It did not go well for Angerboda. If the Salaka rejects... rugged views that remind me of when I once roved the land with Freak. The cool nights spent together beneath the stars. She enjoyed the solitude as much as I. These rugged views that remind me of when I once roved the land with Freak. The cool nights spent together beneath the stars. She enjoyed the solitude as much as I. These rugged views that remind me of when I once roved the land with Freak. The cool nights spent together beneath the stars. She enjoyed the solitude as much as I. And the trouble and danger even more. And then came the war with the Vahalla. Taking Freya as my bride. It helped end that strife, but it ended many other things too. What trickery is this?
They had hoped that by serving you up, I would show them mercy. Clearly a misapprehension on their part.
Yet here I am, served up.
If I were here for you, High One, I would have brought an army. No. Suttungr will have his vengeance. But not here. I know why you have come.
I have a bone to pick with you. After what you did to my son, Vidar, I must...
Vidar put up an honorable fight.
That is not what I heard.
Do not believe the stories.
Upon his return, too weak to stand, he squirmed like a worm caught in the sun.
You should have seen me. My acolytes had to carry me home on their backs. No. Your boy fought well.
Is that why you spared his life?
It is. But you aren't here to avenge Vidar's honor. You have come to steal my Hugr. And I intend to stop you.
How do you know this?
Aesir, Jotun. You and Loki are both mad. And Hirokin is just as bad. And Thor is so stupid he might as well be mad. You spread chaos wherever you go. Yet, you are all known quantities to us. Surtur is not. He rarely emerges from Muspelheim, and when he does, he shares little with us. Thus, while here, I have sent my spies to learn what he plans. Beyond wiping out the dwarves like he did the elves of Alfheim.
What do you know of his plans?
I know that he found a powerful elven relic, and that his minion, Calder, was tasked with finding the Hugrs necessary to sustain it. That Calder is now trapped within said relic, and that you would have me join him.
I must trade the Salakar for my son.
You, the one who almost killed Suttungr for his meat, will hand over a legendary relic, take your son and leave. Just like that. Put your mania aside, Havi. Work with me. Together we will foil Surtur's ambitions.
I cannot take the risk. With each breath, Baldur is a step closer to death.
I was a parent once. But we must look beyond ourselves. For the good of all.
We have spoken long enough.
So be it.
I am calling help from the front.
Come! Inflict fate worse than you or die trying. Vidar tried something similar when he and I fought. not the right result. Do what you came here to do. Get on with it, blind one! End my misery! Oh, Ymir. True, O Father. My body comes to you. Sent by the same impostor who claimed your own. As for my Hugr, do not weep for me. I do not deserve this.
No, you do not. Malvigar was right. I must find out more about the Selgar. Perhaps Hirakin. I've seen nothing of her since I arrived in Svartalfheim. These Ivaldi. I must seek him out. Where was it? The old workshop ruins in Vangrid. Yes, that is the place. Yeah! This is the old workshop that Ivaldi spoke of. I should check if he's already here. Found anything worthy of your talents?
This will have to do.
Soon you can put them to good use.
By Ymir, is that a Salakar? I never knew they actually existed.
I know all the sagas of your people, yet I've never heard
I never said my people.
You mean the Light Elves?
There aren't many who remember the Children of Light, or their stories. I do.
When Sutter invaded their lands, they begged me for aid. The war with the Vanir had only just ended and I was... wary. Long after, I learned how Sutter devoured the elves in mortal light, Huga by Huga. Maybe it's the same light that now allows him to renew himself after death.
During the conquest, he must have uncovered knowledge of the Salakars.
But to what end?
What Hugers does it?
Those of two...
Nothing more.
He speaks the truth.
You deal with a fire nymph?
A fire nymph? I am the finest fire nymph.
Allow me to introduce Asa.
You grow dewy.
What have you unearthed?
Only rumors.
And the Salakars and...
Most likely.
Return to your stepmother. I would feel better knowing you're protected.
Sinmara travels.
Whatever the Salakar...
Why?
Ragnarock comes. One that will allow...
To unlock its secrets, try looking near the largest cat. Tell them I sent.
Langren was once home to your rivals, Sindri and Broka.
Don't make me laugh. No one cares about those two.
Did the snakes get you? Are you well?
No bites. Just tell me you made those bastards suffer. I hope you hurt them even half as much as the suffering they just caused. I'd be just as dead were it not for you. You find yourself in the Hodda shelter. Come and see me, so I can thank you properly.
There's no need.
Well, I respectfully disagree. These giants? There's another giant they answer to. Reckon maybe someone ought to pay them a visit.
Your desire for vengeance is noted. Should I venture north, I may seek out this leader. and put an end to them.
Then I shall make my way back to the shelter. Hope to see you again, stranger.
One of the gemstones that dwarf mentioned.
To dry out.
What is the problem?
It's this cart. Stuck in the mud, see? And so, my sacred duty will never be fulfilled.
Sacred duty?
Well, that's right. In my family, when our days are nearly done, we hide our most beloved treasures behind waterfalls.
Why?
Because what is a waterfall with nothing behind it? A water fail, that's what. Of course, with moose bells everywhere, I cannot wait until I'm nearly in the ground. Think you could help me out?
I'll pull the cart.
The cart? No. Lug this chest up those cliffs there. Much quicker if you do it. I'll make it worth your while.
I am actually the...
It'll take a mere moment. Walk along that log. Follow the path up. You'll know you're in the right spot when you find the white flowers.
White flower.
Oh, you...
Asked about this land, my friend. Sunan, guide me. Have a look, Sunan. What do you see? shelter. Show me. I need your eyes, my friend.
Go!
Shelter must be nearby. The shelter's close. I feel it. This is where they hide. Time to make them talk.
I'm sure I know you.
Good to see you somewhere less dangerous.
Good to see you again. Never thought I'd be so glad to be back here. But I am, thanks to you. Here, something to say thank you for saving me.
I'm sure you would have done the same were you in my position. Thank you.
How can so many starving dwarves produce so much shit?
More of these Jotun leaders live. I should do something about that.
See, I'm busy. I do not take kindly to being interrupted. Here to lend a hand?
A word, my friend. Ivaldi requests your aid.
Ain't my concern. Go talk to Ogler.
He's the master of this workshop?
Master? Nah, boy, he's chief when the masters ain't here.
Strange. I just spoke to that fellow.
So much shit.
You know how it works. Fix a problem for Rada, get a reward. Hunt them. End them. You'll be back. And there will be more contracts waiting. So, the Lord of Asgard... Thank you for taking the...
Why are you here?
So bad. Slay of giant. Hello there. I bring word from Ivaldi.
What do I care? Go talk to the Ganger.
Ganger?
Yeah, the chief. Name's Oakler.
Bad. Slay a giant in one go. I should go speak with Oakler again.
Here to lend a hand?
Hold there. Want to...
Half the price.
Well, I doubled the prices yet.
You haven't been doing...
It's my second day.
Goodbye.
So many starving dwarves produce so much shit.
An ass here? Here?
Reitmar's armor. He wore it when his sons turned against him. Dwarves believe it to be cursed. I don't think they'll mind if I relieve them of this malediction.
What do you want?
I'm sure I know you. Isn't that Harvey? That's the High One!
What do you want?
Ivaldi sends me. He requires the help of a skilled artisan.
A meeting of minds, huh? Well, it ain't up to me. You'd best talk to Brokker or Sindri.
They still breathe? Where are they?
No idea. Sindri went off adventuring. He does that. Mind you, it's been a while since he left.
How much of a while?
Couple of weeks.
And his absence doesn't worry you?
Not my business where he goes.
And Brokker?
Went to look for Sindri. Bit of a worry guts, that one. Ever since he mucked up the forging of Mjolnir. Anyway, look, leave your name and I'll pass it to Brokker when he shows up.
Tell him Harvey of Asgard was here.
Harvey of... by Ymir? Really, it is you?
I'll return tonight. In the meantime, fetch Ivaldi. He's at the old workshop ruins.
How can so many starving dwarves produce so much shit?
Ah, a sight for sore eyes. Here to lend a hand?
You shouldn't be here. An Aesir? Here? I'm sure I know you.
Looking good.
3 times it stung me. 3! On the hand, then the neck, oh, then on the eyeball.
A true master would ignore such trifles.
Trifles? That gadfly was the size of a squirrel! A big one!
An ogre can tear me limb from limb, and still my severed hands would finish the job. That is focus. That is passion. That is
horseshit. Master Broker, I'm glad you have made it home. And your brother? Did you find him?
Yeah. You never did say where he was.
I believe Sindri went adventuring.
Adventuring? No, that's not it. He went to find the special mead. Had a hankering, he said.
Special mead?
Yeah, the special mead.
Sutunga's special mead?
What's that frosty arse got to do with it? We ain't in Jotunheim, in case you hadn't noticed. Well, there's this mead they make down at the brewery. So sweet, well, it's bloody sweet, all right? Anyway, Sindri had an itch for it. Just a horn or two, he said. So, off he goes. That was half a moon ago. I told him not to do it. Too many giants out there, but he wouldn't listen. Him and his cravings.
Where can I find this brewery?
Aylthorpe, southeast of here, other side of the marsh. Can't miss it. You're going to rescue him?
I will find him, yes. And afterwards, you and he will repay me by helping Evildee with the job I need done.
Now, hold on. We didn't,
Good. We have a deal. That gadfly? It was Loki. Thor himself could not have withstood the sting.
Is it too much to ask for some decent tools around here?
You wouldn't know decent if it sprouted wings, flew up your arse sideways, and laid a golden egg. Remind me, why do I find myself in your company?
Be grateful, child. You might learn something.
Child? Fuck off! I'm the same age as you.
And in all that time, consider what I have learned, and what you haven't.
So, why is the great Evildee snooping around our old workshop?
Hoping to find something useful. More for me, since this dump is no better.
Nice to see you.
Remind me, why do I find myself in your company?
Be grateful, child. You might learn something.
Child? Fuck off! I'm the same age as you.
And in all that time, consider what I have learned, and what you haven't.
I sometimes think Reda makes these up just to keep us all busy. If only everyone would...
Why is the great Evildee snooping around our old workshop?
Looking good.
Hoping to find something useful. More for me, since this dump is no better.
Be welcome, friend.
How can so many starving dwarves produce so much shit?
Is it too much to ask for some decent tools around here?
You wouldn't know decent if it sprouted wings, flew up your arse sideways, and laid a golden egg.
They're their dearest allies. They won't let us down.
Remind me, why do I find myself in your company?
Be great. You might learn something.
Child! Fuck off! I'm the same age.
Good to see you.
Greetings, dwarf. I am Harvey of Biasia. You're not one to waste words, friend. I wish there were more like you. You're not one to waste words, friend. I wish there were more like you. Let's talk again soon.
Doesn't surprise me. I heard poor Hreidmar Tunga remains trapped inside.
The High One! I'm sure I know you.
Looking good.
more trouble.
I must hand it to Sindri. Even after all that has happened, he still has the defiance to seek out a horn of Svartalfheim's finest. I should be cautious. Around here. The sweet scent of meat, fouled by the stench of muspels. Yatna too. Surely there's some sign of Sindri here. This blood is many days old. One trail leads in, the other out. A chain was placed here. From the scarring, something heavy was suspended from it. I've carried enough dwarves recently to know they are not as light as they look. Is this Sindri's special mead? Given the puddles on the floor, he must have taken a bath in it. This hammer bears the mark of Sindri. And here, a bag of roasted acorns. What do we have here? The Muspels have a prison not far from here. Jan's Hus, they call it. Some days ago, Sindri was captured while sneaking outside. He was dragged in here for interrogation. His belongings were seized. Even his roasted acorns, one of the many dwarven delicacies I will never fathom. I tried to loosen his tongue. using the same sweet mead he himself sought. Almost drowned him in it. But the shelter has not been raided. So Sindri must have remained strong and refused to give them its location. Instead, he was dragged away. Bloodied, drunk as a fish, but alive. Most likely to face further tortures at a makeshift prison named Jan's Hus. That is where I should go next.
Stop right there.
Hey now! Mongrel!
Yeah!
Yeah.
reeks of misery. More than I would even wish upon Loki, no matter his crimes. It's likely Sindri was brought here many days ago. I hope I'm not too late. I must be careful now. Giants have no mercy. When I face them, I will show them none. It's not who I think it is. I know this mob. Whoever he was, he had his Uber cruelly stolen. I can sense that the Salakar was satisfied on this occasion. Was this Kalda's first victim? And that amulet, the sigil. Sindri, reckless fool, all this was a meat. Oh well, it is done. I must return the body to Brok.
Oh, thank you. Norns favor you.
Dwarven hookahs, even one such as Sindri's, are of lesser value. Still, it can't be coincidence that Calder sated the Salakar with the hookahs of so many races. Muspel, Jotun, Dwarf, who knows what else?
It cannot be. Is this Sindri, noblest of dwarves?
Chance led to Sindri's capture, but the nature of his death, that was not chance. When the enemy realized they had such a prize in their clutches.
Who is this you bring? No! It can't be!
Master Broker, I share in your grief. Truly I do. Your brother was the worthiest of dwarves. More so than you will ever know.
Oh, Sindri. No. No! My dear Sindri.
Arrangements are being made outside. I must use this chance to bend Broker to my will. I must speak with Broker.
I
must find a way to ease Broker's sorrow. And make him amenable to my...
You lied to me! You said you would save him!
I said I would find him.
That ain't my brother. Not anymore. What happened? Tell me. Everything.
As I neared the village, I heard a great roar. Like that of a wounded bear. Soon after, I witnessed the final act of a mighty battle. Sindri beset by giants on all sides. It was he who made the godlike roars.
He always did have a deep voice.
He wielded his hammer and chisel with uncommon skill.
Yes! Yes! I've seen him do it many times in the workshop!
Giants lay strewn about, slain by Sindri's hand. But then... one of cowardly aspect struck your brother treacherously in the back. Yet even as Sindri succumbed to the blow, he locked his chisel and struck the coward dead. Right between the eyes.
Sindri did all that?
So it will be written. I must find a way to ease Broker's sorrow. And make him amenable to my wishes.
Sindri, you son of a rock, where did you hide your tools? I'll cut down that oak tree now Sindri's gone. Can't stand the sight of it without him here. Where could they be?
There's something wrong, Basil.
Everything is wrong. We're burying the greatest smith who ever lived, and we don't have his tools to put with him.
I came across some at Aylthorpe. If you want, I can fetch...
Those are just the spares. He never took his best ones from the shelter.
I see. How is it that such valuable instruments have been misplaced?
Misplaced? Don't be daft. Hidden, more like.
By Sindri?
To make sure no one else ever touched them. Particularly Brooker. Except now we can't find them.
You have no idea where they might be.
Well, they're inside the shelter, I can tell you that. Well, they can't be too far. I'd be surprised if they're somewhere up high.
I thought dwarves were afraid of heights.
Not our Sindri. He was quite the climber. Now me, well, I prefer to keep my feet on the ground, right where they should be.
Not now. I need time to grieve.
Oh, Loki. Friend, betrayer. What I'd give for a moment of your gilded conversation. Even the logs. A majestic oak. Surely this is Sindri's beloved acorn tree. A majestic oak. Surely this is Sindri's beloved acorn tree. That nest looks like a promising hidey hole. If I had wings, I could reach it easily enough. Go, Zulin. Finally, the tools of Sindri's trade. I must reunite these tools with Sindri's remains before the ceremony begins. The disaster has been averted.
Oh, now I see why some call you God!
You're making me blush. Still, I have my moments. Heroes die, but not their legacy. Such was Sindri's courage, that tonight he feasts in Valhalla, the first of his kind to ever do so. Ivaldi has come. Perhaps he can be...
I'm here for the mead, not the company.
You dwarves and your love of mead. It's caused me enough trouble already.
It wasn't a dwarf who ransacked half of Jotunheim in search of some mysterious mead.
I wouldn't know anything about that. You know, old friend, now would be a good time for some grand gesture.
Like what?
A respectful speech from you, Sindri's greatest rival, would surely...
Ah, fuck off.
You must all make compromises. I can even give you the honeyed words. Time soothes the well of suffering, brings hope that sees beyond chill death, recasts the whirlpool of sorrow into the placid waters of the philosophic mind.
Are those words for Sindri or Baldur?
Baldur lives. Why would he need such words?
Of course, of course. I didn't mean to... Well, you know. Fine, I'll do the speech. But it will be one of my making, not yours. We dwarves don't care much for poetry. Still, we can't set about making speeches until the torches are all lit up.
Ivaldi has come. Perhaps he can be of use. The dwarves have saved the place for me. This is a great honor that they bestow.
My brother. A true master. He was,
I did not like Sindri, and he did not like me. Still, he was good with the hammer, and the chisel, and the saw. And he knew how to work the bellows. Some said better than anyone. Even me. Brocker, your brother was a very fine smithy. I admired him greatly.
Master Broker, you've given Sindri an excellent send-off.
It's the least he deserves. But is it really true he feasts in Valhalla?
It is. I saw it in a vision. Come. Let's take a stroll. Now, tell me, are you prepared to continue Sindri's good work?
Helping Ivaldi was not my brother's work.
What defined Sutter was. It's what got him killed.
Greed for mead is what got him killed.
It took courage to go after that mead. A direct challenge to Sutter's authority.
This is crooked thinking.
Seems straight enough to me.
You know, I don't reckon I owe you a bloody thing.
I risked my life to retrieve your brother's body. Now I'm prepared to risk it again. For you and all of Svartalfheim.
Bollocks! You ain't doing anything out of the goodness of your heart. I know what you're after. I know all about your lad Balder. I have ears, you know, even in my grief. So, don't pretend you're here for us, because I know—
Would you have me abandon my own son, and strive only for your salvation?
Okay, when you say it like that. I need time. I'm still grieving, you know. Let me think on it, all right? A little old think.
Check on Broker, see if he has come to his senses. If he hasn't, I must encourage him further.
These are the finest tools you'll ever...
Good to see you're getting along. So, broker, do you accept your duty?
Don't have much choice, do I? Last thing I need is a godly smiting up my arse.
Let this be the start of a beautiful new friendship.
To study the Salakar, I'll need the very best of tools. Too bad this workshop is lacking.
Bugger off! I got more stuff here than you can wag a finger at.
Doubt it.
If you find something you don't know how to use, just ask.
I'll be giving you lessons on how to use your own...
Bickering dwarves. How unusual.
Asa, you returned.
What? You deal with a fire nymph?
Not this again.
What news do you bring?
My stepmother is stubborn. I cannot push too hard or she will grow suspicious.
She has no interest in a trade.
Interest, yes. But not yet the will.
I don't understand.
The Salakar is all but indestructible. You, on the other hand, are not.
She assumes she'll catch me, kill me, and retrieve the Salakar.
Time is on her side.
Then I must strip her of this illusion. If I were to make a nuisance of myself, one that cannot be ignored.
Sinmara prepares to lead my father's next major invasion.
But if I were to disrupt her plans, it may force her to the bargaining table.
Sounds risky to me.
I once plotted and carried out the murder of Ymir himself. What do I care of risk?
Well, since you put it like that...
Where must I strike?
At Af Alvat Milna, my stepmother develops a strange army. At Jofursmida, she breeds beasts of war. And finally, there's Drekathorp, her supplies hub.
I'll deal with all three.
In the meantime, I shall return to Aetri. I will send word once my stepmother has become more... amenable.
I'll return when I'm done. And I will expect answers regarding the Salakar.
To solve this task, we must put our minds together. Well, my mind and whatever you call that thing between your ears.